following and when you are confused.
So everyone put on your camera.
Yeah, I think I should put on mine as well. I suppose you can see me. Can you see me?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So I'm still waiting for us to put on our cameras. I can see Chadika and Tammy and Jula. So that is it. I'm glad we learned something. And for those of us that had issues running their codes, don't worry. As time goes on, you get better and better at it. All you have to do is keep on practicing it. Keep on playing around with it. Keep on doing it. And make sure you always submit your assignments. Because assignment helps you to test your ability. And the more you test your ability, the more able you become. Yesterday, we talked about properties and operations and statements. Today, we are going to try variables. Okay, Damlola, I can get your message. It's all right. We're going to try variables. We tried a little of that on our last lecture, but we are going to try it a lot more better today. So some of the things we tried last some days ago on Monday was we want it to be that when the computer asks you to enter your name, you enter your name. The computer will store your name into those variables. And it was confusing for some of us. Yes, I understand it's normal. But if we did our assignments, I'm sure that if we did our assignments, by now it would be a lot easier. So we're going to be doing something after every lecture. In case I forget, remind me. After every lecture, I'm going to tell us the next lecture we are going to have. I'm sure that every one of us, or I want to believe that every one of us have the our PDF material we can always go and read up on. So if you have it, after every lecture, I will tell you the next topic. You can go out to the next topic and read up with it. And so that when we come to class to teach it, it's going to be a lot more easier. So we are talking about variables. So we made an example using X and Y, if you can remember, and we said that if X is 3, 2 plus X is equals to what? Many of us said 5. Because right now, whenever you see X, you know that you are seeing 3. So that is basically what variable does for us in programming. So if X is equals to Tammy, hello X is going to mean hello Tammy. So we are going to run quickly into our lectures for today. And you can already see the code that we have on our system. But I'm surprised none of us, nobody asked me question why this particular hello name is looking like this. I was thinking that you are going to ask me why, because it doesn't look like this one. This one, all of them were inside the semicolon, but this one, it looks quite different. I don't know, can you notice it? No one did. No, I'm not talking to myself. Please, if you want to say something, if there's something you want to say, just feel free to unmute your mic and just say it. You can't see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I thought I was sharing already. I'm sorry. So can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
So what can you see on my screen?
Yes, sir, I can see your screen.
What is the name?
Good. That's what's on my screen. So if you look at where my mouse is hovering, we are going to see something that looks similar to what we did the last time. You remember where you ask the computer to display what is your name, and then when the user enters their name, the computer will store their name and say hello to that name it's stored. And I'm saying that the way the computer is displaying the hello name is quite different. And I'm wondering why no one asked me why it's not looking like this first one, this first line, this first, what is your name? So I'm asking, does anyone know why it's like that?
Name is a variable, so we don't need to say the entire string of text.
That's quite smart. Okay, Eso wants to say something. Just say.
I forgot to put down my hand.
Okay. Okay. So when I ask a question, right, all of us should be on mute, but whenever I ask a question and you feel like you can answer, you don't have to just raise up your hand, just unmute immediately and answer, right? Yeah, we are big boys and big girls. All right, we'll go on. So Tammy, say that name is a variable. We don't need to put the name, the variable, inside the string, and that is correct. So we try to explain to us that, well, let me explain it again. There is something they call string in programming. Some call it text. So anything that you want to display as a text is a string. And if you want to display it, you have to put it inside a double quote. Variable or a number. It doesn't have to be inside double quote. So in a case like this, where you are displaying a variable plus, you are displaying a variable along with a text, you have to use the plus sign to join them together. Let me ask you a little technical mathematical question that will help you to understand what just happened here. Can someone tell me, if you have two oranges in one hand and you have two oranges in the other hand, how many oranges do you have in total?
4.
Oh.
Good. That's good. Okay, good. Okay, let me ask it again. If you have two oranges in one hand and two oranges in the other hand, how many fruits do you have in total?
Oh.
Okay. If you have two oranges in one hand and you have two oranges, if you have two oranges in one hand and you have two mangoes in the other hand, how many oranges and mangoes do you have?
2 oranges and 2 mangoes.
Good. So mango is different from oranges. You cannot add them to orange. Okay, let me ask another question. 2 plus 2 is what?
4.
2 plus A is what?
10.
No. Okay.
Wait,
2 plus 2 is what? 4, right?
Oh, yes.
2 plus B is what?
2B.
plus B.
Pardon? 2 what?
B.
2B.
Exactly. Exactly. So that is what we are trying to do. So well, as you can see, this variable here is a variable, it's not a text. And this hello is a text. So if you want to display a variable and a text or a string, all you can do is use plus to concatenate them. They call it concatenation. Just like 2 plus 2 is 4 because you can calculate both of them together. But 2 plus B, you can't add them together. So the only way you can add them together is to concatenate them. Just put them side by side. All right. That is it. I'm sure we understand what I tried to explain. If you didn't understand, ask me now. Tell me I don't understand. Let me explain it again. Okay. If you understood, say I understood.
I understood.
Charity, are you sure?
Yes.
You're not going to give me what you're eating, Abby. You're eating alone. All right. After the class, we are going to follow Charity and share her food. Don't finish it though. All right. Let's go to the next. So last week, we tried to calculate two numbers, right?
Yes.
So let me ask, how many of us could not do our assignments? How many? Wow. So all of us did our assignment. Okay, let me ask one after the other. Tammy, you did your own, right?
Yep.
Charity,
Yes.
are they doing?
This is my first time in the class.
Okay. So what we're going to do is this, Are you in our group chat?
So don't,
Are they doing?
don't worry,
Yes.
Mr. I'm taking care of that. You're just doing it for the practice. Taking care of it.
Okay, no problem. So I wanted to tell her that and practice what is on it, and then they can come up to speed. So we handled this part of the code in our former class, but just to refresh our mind, I want us to write this code again. Are you seeing it on the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So I don't want
Is
you
it
to
the
just.
code that says, is it the code? Which one is the code? Is it the one that says number 1 equals 20, number 2 equals 2, number 7 equals
Okay, yeah, this one. Number 1 is equals to 2, yes. You are going to write it, but not now. But before you write it, I want to teach us how to. So in programming, we call it declaring a variable. if you want to use variable, you have to declare it. See? How many of us want to be soldiers? You want to be a soldier. You don't want to be a soldier. Okay. In military, they declare war. In programming, we declare variables. So we're going to learn how to declare variables. And the guideline, if you want to declare a variable, you must start the name of that variable with a letter. You can end it with a figure, but you must start it with a letter. For example, this variable you are seeing here, I want you to pay attention to your screen. Copying or writing is not very important now. The most important is to understand what I am trying to say and also follow the move of my mouse. So I want you to pay attention, like I said, what I'm saying, and also follow the move of my mouse so you can know a particular place on the screen that I am at the moment. And in case it happens that it's too small for you, I think it should be a lot more bigger now. It should be a lot bigger now. Yeah. So a variable, if you have to start a variable, or you like it like this. Hello. You like the screen to look like this?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Maybe we should leave it like this. So for you to start a variable, you have to start it with letters. You must start with letters. You can end it with an F with a figure, or you must start it with letters. The second rule of starting a variable, you can use letters, digits, and underscore in the name of a variable. So you see, you can use letters, digits, and underscore, but you must start with letters. So for example, you can see this variable that was named here. Sorry. Can someone read out the first variable for me?
Number 1 equals to 20.
So it's not number 1, it's number underscore 1. Right?
Yeah.
Always make sure you mention the underscore, because the underscore is part of the name. Number underscore 1 is equal to 20. So if you wrote 1 underscore number, then the computer is going to throw error for you, because it goes against the principle of how computer understands the variable. So always have it in your mind that if you want to declare a variable, it has to start with a name. Even though the variable can have number underscore inside of it, but it must start with a text, with an alphabet, or we can call it with a letter. That's it. So the third rule in a variable is you should name your variables so that they describe the values that they store. Now, from the variables we have on our screen now, you can see that number underscore 1 is equals to 20. Number underscore 2 is equals to 3. So that rule is trying to tell you that if you are trying to declare a variable, try as much as possible for your variable to have a name that can help you as a programmer remember what that variable is trying to store. For example, on our variable, number underscore 1 is storing 20 as its value. So when you look at number underscore 1, you will know that it is trying to store a number. Somebody else comes here, for example, wants to write this same piece of code. Instead of using number underscore 1, the person is going to write my name or people underscore name is equals to 20. It's wrong. In that case, it's not as though the program is not going to run. The program will run, but let's say, for example, it was Easter period or Christmas period, and you went to the village, celebrated your Christmas, you ate all the chicken, and then you come back. By now, you have a lot of chicken in your brain. When you look at people underscore name, you'll be asking yourself, what is people underscore name? When you look at it and see number underscore 1, your mind tells you already that this is going to be a number that is stored inside this variable. That is it. So our first rule is that you must start a variable with a letter, or you can put it another way and say you must start a variable with an alphabet. The second rule is that a variable can contain digits, letters, underscores. So it can contain digit, letter, underscore, but you must start it with an alphabet. And then the third rule is that you should try to name your variable with something that describes the value that is going to be stored inside of it. So let me ask somebody a question. Anyone can answer. In this case now, concerning the third rule, if you want to create a variable that stores the name of a country, what do you think would be nice for you to call that variable? Someone should answer. If you want to create a variable that stores the name of a country, what do you think should be nice for you to call that variable that can help you remember what the variable is storing?
I know what it should be called.
Pardon?
I think it should be called country names.
Good. So if you call it country name or country underscore name, it's not bad, it's fine. So that whenever you come to your code and look at, you see country name, you know that, okay, yeah, this guy is trying to store the name of a country. You see, it's as simple as that. So the last rule, and very important rule, if you name your variable, you should not include certain reserved words such as if, for, and then. So in programming, there is something we call reserved words. Reserved words are the statements that your program understands. For example, some of the statements we have in small basic language, which we are learning right now, is text window. Some statements is write line. At least we have studied just few for now. As time goes on, we are going to see more and more statements. There are some other statements. Another statement we tried the other day, we call it read, right? We've forgotten. Text window dot read. So I want to take my time to explain these things to us very carefully so that you understand it. When you start writing your code, it's going to be much easier instead of just writing code without even understanding what a variable is, how to declare variables, and how to use them. So there are other keywords like if, like for, like then. There are many of them. Don't worry. I'm sure in your mind now you're going to be asking, so how do you get to know which one is a keyword for you not to use? As time goes on, you will get familiar with all the keywords, and then you will know which one to use and which one not to use. But most importantly, if you are trying to declare a variable, make sure the name you are going to give that variable is somehow going to describe what is going to be stored in that variable. Just like right now, we agree that if you are trying to create a variable that will store countries, then it's best you give that variable a name called country name. So right now, I want all of us to open our small basic application and try out this set of code we can see here. But I don't want you to use 20 and 30. You can use anything you want. And then I want you to tell me your answer. If you are done with it, raise your hand. I'll call you to tell me the numbers you used and the answer you got. Let's do that in the next 1 minute.
Excuse me. Is it
Right.
the code? Is it the code that is in the yellow frame?
Yes, where you can see number underscore 1 is equals to 20. Wow, Adedoyin has done it already. Tell us something, Ade.
Done.
All right, tell us something.
No, everyone, I wanted to ask you that. So for the work you gave us, so the ones in the yellow box, we should make more of them, or what do you mean?
So what I said, okay, do you have your small basic application?
No,
Do you?
no.
All right, we'll handle that. So you have to download it. When you download it, it is inside there. You write this code, and then you run it. So you tell your mom or your dad
Okay.
to help you do that. Right? So
Okay.
if you are confused, don't be confused. If you are confused, just pay attention, listen. By the time you start practicing, because we have videos already
Okay.
that is online on YouTube, and the link to those videos is on our WhatsApp page. When you go to the videos, you are going to learn everything that we've done before you joined us. Right? Yeah, but pay attention, please.
Okay. But what are we doing on the small basic application?
We are writing programming language there, and then we run it and see what it gives us.
So we should write the rest of them, but we should not write number 1 is 20 and number 2 is 30.
Do you have the application yet?
No.
Okay, so Adedoyin, you don't have the application, but I've sent the link to your mother. So your mother is going to assist you to install the application. So for now, just listen. You will not be able to practice. Just listen and pass recorded so that you can watch it over again and then practice after you've installed the application.
Okay. Thank
Right.
you.
So Tammy raised his hand. Tammy, tell us something. It appears Tammy is the one that raised his hand.
I've run the
Go on.
application. The code.
So what was your number underscore 1? Number underscore 1 is storing what value?
Number underscore 1 is 50.
Okay. Number underscore 2.
60.
So what was the answer you got?
110.
That's good. That's good. Okay, Faith. Faith has tried it.
Okay, so number underscore 1 was 120 and number underscore 2 was 190. Altogether, I ran the application and it says 310.
That's interesting. Charity.
Excuse me, sir. My system shut down unexpectedly. So I don't understand what you said.
Pardon? I didn't hear you clearly.
I said my system shut down unexpectedly, so I didn't understand what you said.
Okay. I said that we should type in our small basic application this same code you are seeing right now on your screen. I'm sure you can see my screen. Can you?
Yes, sir.
So I want you to type it in your small basic application and run the code. And I want you to use different numbers. Here we used 20 and 30. I want you to use the different numbers. And when you do that, raise your hand. We'll ask you the numbers you use and we'll ask you the results he gave you.
Okay.
So when you ask a question and when you raise your hand and I call on you, don't forget to bring down your hand so that I will know the new people that have raised their hand. So Tammy, I'm sure I have called on you. You cannot bring down your hand. Good. So Faith, find a way to bring down your hand.
Excuse me, it's not working for me. Excuse me.
Okay, no problem. What is not working for you?
Code is
Who
not.
said that? Who is saying? Is that Eso? So Eso, what's happening? Why is not working for you? What did you? Tell us the lines of your code.
Number underscore 1 equals equals to 20, and then
okay.
Number underscore 2 equals to 30, and then number
equals to 40.
To 30, yes.
Okay.
Then number underscore sum equals to number underscore 1 plus number underscore 2. Then text window dot right line brackets open brackets number underscore sum close brackets.
And it's not working for you.
Yes, it's not working. It says sorry, I found some errors.
Sorry, what?
We found some errors. It says the variable number underscore 2 is used, but its value is not assigned. Are you sure you have spelled it correctly?
So it says the value number underscore 2, the value is not assigned.
Yeah, yes, it's saying that is used, but the value is not assigned. Are you sure you have spelled it correctly?
So that means you've not used it. So look at your number underscore sum is equals to what?
Number underscore sum is equals to number underscore 1 plus number underscore 2.
So your text window dot right line, did you write it exactly the way this is?
Yes, I copied it.
You copied it from the PDF.
No, I'm saying that I copied what I saw.
Okay. You know how to share your screen?
No, I'm using a different laptop because my laptop doesn't. Zoom doesn't work on my laptop, so I'm using my laptop, 2 laptops.
Okay. So there's something wrong. There's something you are doing wrong, which possibly you've not found out. I would have loved to see your screen if it was possible, so I can identify what you're doing wrong. Uh, did we able to do your assignments?
Yes, I did it.
Did you run them and be sure they are working?
Yeah, it was working.
So if you did your assignment, this one should be easier for you then, because this is even easier than the assignment I gave us. So look at the number underscore 2, the way you declared it equals to 30, right? Make sure
Yes.
it looks that way in the place you are adding it to number underscore 1. I think that's where the problem is coming from.
Okay.
So Richie, let's hear what you have. Hello, Richie. Okay, anyone can answer. Ajala.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, Richie is talking.
So I put number 1 as 10, and I put number 2 as 80, and it gave me 90.
That's good. That means it works for you.
Yes.
It works for you.
Yes.
Okay. Ajala.
Excuse me, it works for me now. I found out that I had a spelling error.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking. So the best way to do that is if you have declared a variable for the first time, anywhere you want to use the variable, just go and copy it from where you declared it, copy and paste, so that you will not have a misspelling. Charity wants to say something.
Done, then it worked for me.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So, Adedoyin, say something.
Yes, so my mom just sent the link for me, so mine is downloaded.
Okay, it's all right. It's all right. That's
So
good.
what
That's
are we supposed to
good.
do?
When it's downloaded, when it's done, finish, you know what next to do. Don't worry.
Okay.
Nimi is not saying anything. All right, we should move on from here. We should move on from here. So if you're using your hand, just bring it down. I think we are following, and that is good. So this is quite a bit of it, deeper into the ocean. I told us last so one of the meetings we had, whether the first meeting or second meeting, that we are going to learn how to calculate the area of a triangle, of a rectangle, circumference of a rectangle of a circle using programming language, right? I mentioned that. So, little task now, just a little task. This is just little. I want us to write this code completely, and then we'll run it. And then when you are done, I'll ask you what your result was. You tell us. Then we'll discuss it. We'll discuss about the reason the result is what it is. So let's start. Wait, are we doing it?
Because
Okay, Richie, let's hear from you. What are the results?
I forgot to put down my hand. I'm not able.
Okay. So put on your hand then. Come on, guys. Are we still writing? And I thought I asked us to share our screen so that I can be seeing your faces and know when you are confused, when you are following, when you are distracted. It's important that I can be able to have a connection with you. Are we still writing? Just say yes, so I will know.
yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Adela, don't worry, you will follow very soon, right? When you are done downloading the material and the application, you install it. Then you go to the YouTube channel and watch the previous classes we've had. And make sure you watch and follow it attentively. Then you practice what's there. By the next class, which is going to be Saturday, you'll be able to follow us and practice. And then you can be able to also understand. Did you hear me? I'm not sure it's good on this call.
Excuse me.
Okay, Angela, tell us something.
I'm done downloading the app, but it's giving me issues.
What issues is he giving you?
It's telling me that I should start the app. So I clicked on it, and it keeps showing me different stuff. And it's telling me to print.
What app is that?
The basic app.
Small what?
The one that you said we should download.
Okay. So you finish downloading it and you try to install it. Did you install it?
Yes, but it started showing me print.
Print.
Yes,
So
it showed me print back, next, and cancel. And the next option is join.
come again.
I said it shows me print back, next, and cancel, but the next option is not blowing.
Can you click cancel? Let's see.
What did you say?
Can you click cancel? Let's see what happens. Don't just. You click on cancel.
Yes. You said
What
I
happens?
usually want to cancel it. I said yes.
Okay.
So that we don't interrupt. Angela, is your mom there? Is your mom there with you?
She's ready doing.
Is with Ade doing. Can you get your mom to just call me on my mobile? Call.
Okay.
I've been chatting with her on WhatsApp. That she call me on my mobile so that I'll give the directions so we don't hold the class ransom while we're trying to fix that. Okay, so I'll be doing that with your mom offline while Emeka continues with it.
Okay.
All right.
So someone should give me something. I just allowed us to write this. I want us to write it to the finish, to the end. So you know what it feels like to write code. So you understand how to make mistakes and how to correct your mistakes.
I'm done.
Good. Did you run it? Did you run?
Yes, sir. It says how long is the rectangle, and I put 2.
Okay. So then enter something
How
and tell
wide
it how long the rectangle is.
I put
Did you
2.
enter anything?
Yes,
Okay,
I
2, good.
entered 2. So now it's saying how wide is the rectangle.
Okay.
I put 4.
Okay.
They said the area of the rectangle is 8 and the perimeter of the rectangle is 12.
Good. So you know the formula for area, right?
Yes, length times breadth.
Good. So when they ask you how long is the rectangle, they were asking you the area of the rectangle. Then how wide is the rectangle? They were asking you about the breadth of the rectangle. So in your calculation, you calculated length times breadth. So have you seen the sign
Which
it
sign?
uses for calculation?
Which sign?
So did you see where you wrote area is equals to length asterisk width?
Oh, yes, I put it.
Okay, you know what it means?
Area is equals to length times width. That is the length, how long the rectangle times how wide the rectangle.
Okay, I'm just trying to point out to you that that asterisk there means multiplication.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So when you want to use plus, you use the normal plus we have. You want to use minus, use the normal minus we have. But you want to use multiplication, you use that.
Okay.
So Faith is done. Who else is done? Is there no one else that is done yet? Give me something, guys. Where is Tammy? Where is Richie?
So I'm
Where is
done.
Charity?
I'm
Good.
done. And it works.
Okay, Richie, tell us. What were your answers?
I put in 8 and 10. And my
Wait,
answer
calm down. 8 for what? 8 for the breath?
8, no,
Or for-
8 for the length and 10 for the breadth.
Okay.
And
Therefore, your answer should be what then?
my answer
80.
for area was 80, and my answer for perimeter was 36, which is correct.
Was what?
Was 36, which is correct.
Good. So now we are getting to quite understand the programming, small basic programming, how it works. So, Charlie, can you see writing?
Yes, sir, I'm still writing.
Excuse me.
Mami, are you still writing?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Okay. I suppose that Jerica is having some errors, right?
Yes, sir.
It's all right. It's understandable. So you are going to fix the errors, but gradually we are going to move on. Later you fix the errors and make sure it works, because in our next class, if you don't get to fix it now, in our next class, I'm going to ask you if you're able to fix the errors. So we see that programming is 90% of
Excuse me.
someone say, okay, is someone saying something?
Excuse me.
Who is saying excuse me? Are you talking to me?
Yes. My one is saying, please verify the setup wizard install Microsoft Small Basic V1 to the. But it's not loading. It's not loading. We are waiting for it since.
Yeah, are they doing? I've spoken to your mom. I think I spoke to your uncle or somebody who's going to assist you to install it. Is he assisting you? Hello, what are they doing? Is somebody assisting you? Okay, so I spoke with one of our uncle who's supposed to assist her and assist her to install. So I think that should solve the problem. So Emeka, I can continue.
Okay. So we're going to move on.
So when I tried my own, they were saying they found some error.
Yes. So as a programmer, you are going to fix the errors. Can you do that? So maybe later you meet Faith to help you. Faith has done his own, and he got it correctly. Charity, say it was you that was having errors, right? Good. You can meet Faith. Faith can help you out later. . Can you do that? Okay.
Code.
So don't worry. I'm going to give us an assignment on this, but we are going to go to something more. We are going to quickly handle that. We cannot finish it today, but we are going to have an insight into it, so that by the time we come to the next class, it will be easy and fast. We started late today, so we are going to stay a little bit more so we can cover what we missed. So now we are going to be talking about condition and loops. But first of all, condition. Remember, our first topic was just an introduction of what programming language is, what more basic is, and all that. The next, we talked about properties and operations, statements, and then we talked about variables. Now we're talking about conditions. So let me just give you an example, or let me just give you a small thing I feel condition is. Condition is what makes a program, a computer program, to behave like human being. Without conditions, programming will not work smart. It is condition that makes it to be smart. Okay? Let me tell you, let me ask you something. If you are hungry, what would you do?
Find some food and eat.
What if there was no cooked food to eat?
Go to the supermarket and buy food. No, wait, sorry.
Make food.
Food.
Yeah, it depends.
Make the
You can go
food.
to the supermarket to buy food. Okay, let's assume that the next option, if there was no food that had been cooked, is to go to the supermarket. What if there was no money in your hands? What would you do?
Your own food.
You
Go to the
steal.
store and make your own food.
You stay home and make your own food.
You steal
Okay.
from the supermarket.
Please don't steal. Don't steal. Please don't. All right. That's interesting. That's very interesting. All right. So, have you seen the way your mind is working as a human being? That's because you are intelligent. Once you start feeling hungry, you know it's time for you to go and find something and eat. But when it happens that there is no food to eat, then you have to go and make something to eat. Maybe somebody else feels like they should just go to the supermarket and buy something and eat. And they now dip their hands in their pockets and found out that there is no money in the pockets. What are they going to do? They go and tell daddy or mommy, I'm hungry and there's no food to eat. And I don't have money to buy supermarket, something from the supermarket. Mommy will then go to the supermarket and get you some stuff for you to eat. You see, that is how computer works. But before computer will do that, it is you that is a programmer that would write the statements that would allow you to do that. You tell the computer, okay, let me just give you a simple instruction. Um, let me use Faith. What snacks do you like more?
The snacks I like the most. I'm trying.
Not sure.
Popcorn. Popcorn.
Okay. So, assuming you go to buy popcorn and you don't see popcorn, which one would be the next option?
How many options would there even be?
I'm asking, I don't know the
What?
things you like more.
Okay, so I'll go and buy cream crackers.
Cream crackers. Okay. What if Daddy was going out and you say, Daddy, please get me popcorn. But if there is no popcorn, get me cream crackers. So if Daddy comes back with popcorn, what does that say?
That
It
there was
means that Daddy
popcorn.
found popcorn, right?
Yes.
But what if Daddy comes back with cream crackers? What does it mean?
That he did not find popcorn.
Exactly. That is condition. What you just did is you gave that the conditions. And that's what you do in programming language. So let us hear what Adedoyin has to say to us. She raised her hand up.
Yeah, I wanted to tell you that the app is downloaded.
Okay. You've installed it.
Yes.
You know what I say to that? A big congratulations. All right. So what you're going to do now is you would maybe after the class, take your time, you go through the past lectures that we've had, which is on YouTube, and then you understand everything.
Okay.
Look at the past lectures. Also look at today's lectures, so you'll be able to practice. I'm sure you were listening, but you didn't practice. You're able to practice the things that we studied today. By the next lecture, you'll be full and ready. That is it. So back to what we're saying. Let me tell you what I did this morning. I was so hungry, and you know that Faith said that he likes popcorn, right? And cream crackers. So me, I like akamu and akara. So I went out to buy akara and pap. It happens that they have akara, but there's no pap. But I cannot buy akara without pap. So therefore, I decided to buy bread and egg. What I just demonstrated is condition. So condition can get more and more and more complicated. In the case of Faith, Faith said that he would tell Daddy to help him and get popcorn. But if, remember the word if is a keyword. Computer understands if as a keyword. So, but if there is no popcorn, Daddy should get cream crackers. You see, what if I tell Faith, it appears you are heading down to the supermarket, are you? And he tells me, yes, I am. I tell him, okay, buy me meat pie and 5 Alive. Did you hear? Meat pie and 5 Alive. If there is only meat pie and no 5 Alive, don't get meat pie. If there is only 5 Alive and no meat pie, don't get 5 Alive. You have to buy the both of them together. So if any of them is not there, therefore, buy me Coke and Gala. Is it confusing now? You understand it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So I can't hear you.
I'm back. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Sorry, I had a little bit network hiccup, but I'm back with full strength. So, well, let's just skip the formalities for now. I think we've explained much on that, and let's get in to see how the code looks like. So, you can see the code that is on my screen. What's the first day of the month? It's day 1, right? Somebody is already writing. I'm asking questions. Don't write yet, Faith. It's not time. So the first day of the month is day 1, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
first month of the year is what month?
January.
Okay. If I say, okay, what is the month?
Excuse me, sir. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I did not hear you, sir.
Month 1, the month 1 of the year.
Sir, you're breaking.
Am I still breaking?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, what is the month 1 of the year?
January.
Good, January. So day 1 of the month is the first day. The month 1 of the year is the first month. So if someone tells you day 1 of month 1, what does it mean?
January 1st.
January.
Good. So what day is New Year?
December. Oh, January 1st is New Year.
So if I tell you, so now we are going to write a code that is telling the computer that if this is day 1 and month 1, therefore it means that it's New Year. So display New Year for us. So listen, we are giving the computer 2 conditions, and these 2 conditions must have to be correct. Just the way I told Faith to please, he should buy me meat pie and 5 alive. Before he can buy any of them, there must be meat pie and there must be 5 alive. If there is no meat pie, don't buy 5 alive. If there is 5 alive, if there is no 5 alive, don't buy meat pie. There must be 5 alive and meat pie for him to buy it for me. So the day must be 1 and the month must be 1 before the computer will display Happy New Year. If the day is 1 and the month is 8, it means that it's not Happy New Year. Is it Happy New Year?
No.
Good.
No.
So let's write this code quickly. But before you write it, please let me explain. So here we are giving the computer a condition. Whenever you see if, you know that it's a condition, right? So we also call it the if statement. So we have learned about the text window statement. Now we are going to learn about the if statement. So this is how it goes. If you give the condition, then you give the expression of what will happen if that condition is met. And then you tell computer to end the condition. That is the end if. So if clock.day is 1 and clock.month is 2 is also 1, then computer should display Happy New Year. After that, end the condition, which is end if. Now, let's go to work. Let's write.
Yeah, I'm done.
You're done. Wow, that was fast. I like it. So tell me, what did you get?
I ran it, and then it's about to run, but nothing happened.
Okay. If you run it, just tell me what you got. Anything you get, just let me know. Whether even if you don't get Happy New Year, let me know.
I didn't get Happy New Year.
Do you know why?
No, I mean, I think it's because of the space.
No. So what's today's date?
Oh, because today isn't January 1st.
Good. So you see, if your answer was Happy New Year, it's either you are wrong or you are playing tricks.
So when I click on run, it will run and then off.
Do you know why?
Yes. It's not running.
So who else is having the same issue?
And I know why.
Okay, tell me why.
Because today is not January 1st.
Good. So, but what if I want to display something and tell me, okay, today is not Happy New Year? What's going to happen?
It will run.
We are going to get to that. So you've tried to run, you are asking computer to check today's date for me. And today's date is what again? Who can remember? Let me check my calendar.
29th of.
Okay, 29th. So today's day is 29. And then the month is what?
7. July.
7. So computer checks. You asked him if the day is 1 and the month is 1. But he now checked. The day is 29 and the month is 7. So therefore, it can't display Happy New Year for you. But there's something else we used to do. Just like Faith told Daddy, if there is popcorn, buy. But if there is no popcorn, buy cream crackers. So we can also tell computer that. But in that method, we are going to use what is called else. So if today is 1 and the month is 1, then display Happy New Year. Else display not New Year. Else means you are telling the computer, that means if today is not 1 and month is not 1, therefore display that today is not Happy New Year. Don't do that yet. We will get to that. We could get to that in this lecture. We can get to that in the next lecture. But importantly, we must get to that. Let's move on. So let's write this. Fast, fast, fast. This is the last code we are going to write today. I know Tammy is tired. Yes, I know. You've tried for today. You guys have tried for today. You're all smart. So after we've written this, we'll explain it, and that'll be the end of the lecture. So let's do it in the next 5 minutes. Play.
Excuse me, I tried to run my program, but I got an error on my screen and I can't find where it is.
What error did you get on your screen, and what program did you try to run?
I tried to run the first program, the one that says the clock, but the error I got is.
Okay, come on.
The error says, sorry, we found some errors. 13,43, colon, unexpected token text window found.
So read out your code for me.
If clock.day equals 1 and clock.month equals 1, then text window dot right line Happy New Year.
But right line, did you put the Happy New Year in brackets?
Yes.
Did you put it inside the double quote?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What's the next line?
And if.
You know how to share your screen?
I think so. Share screen.
Okay, try to share your screen. Let me see.
Share screen. It says host disable participant screen sharing.
Okay, I wanted to be sure it will say that, so I would know. Let me.
So I run the program and it said, "Did you have your lunch?"
You know why?
Yeah, because 12 o'clock.
Okay,
has
I'm going to
passed.
explain. I'm going to explain that. I'm going to explain that. Let's Adedoyin just share her screen. Let's see. Let me see what her problem is. No, she said she's new to us today and she's following. Let's be sure we carry her along. So Adedoyin, you can share your screen now.
Why should I share my screen? On the wall.
Are you not the one that complained that your code was not running?
No, his name is Tom. Please.
No, it's
Who is-
Nimitan.
Okay, Nimi time. Okay, sorry, Nimi just share. Share your screen. Let me
Says you
see.
cannot start screen sharing while the other participant is sharing.
Okay, for a moment I'll stop sharing. For a moment I'll share again. So
No.
Nimi, share now.
You can, what you have to
I want
do.
to see us.
What you have to do is click on that share screen button, and then select allow all participants to share. Okay.
Yeah, she has shared. She has shared. So let me see the particular one that was not running.
Number 13.
Run it. Let's see. No, it's coming to a point where I have to be seeing their screen. Okay, you see, this is not exactly the way it was written on the material. So after then, bring the text window the right line down. Run. No, just run. Huh? So you can see it now, right? Is it running now?
Yes.
Good. So you can stop sharing now.
Thank you.
So when you look at the material, you follow it exactly the way it is.
I am done.
So those of us that are done, I'm sure if you did it and you did it well, your answer should be, did you have lunch? Do you know why? If you don't know why, I say you don't know why, let me explain.
Because 12 o'clock has passed, so it shows you have lunch.
How many of us know the signs that represent greater than?
So I know.
Tell me, which one is greater than?
Greater than means the number is bigger than.
No, there is a sign that is used in representing greater than. Remember? Good. So your right hand means greater than when you knock your elbows like this, right? And your left is less than. So, and we know that time, we have 24 hours in a day, right? The first 24 hours is in the morning. But computer counts 24. I know that when it is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you say 1 o'clock, 1 p.m., right? I don't know what you say. Tell me, what's the time? Tell me, what's the time?
5:48.
Oh, good.
Sometimes you use
5:48. But if you ask computer the time, computer is going to tell you 17:48.
Yes.
Because computer never stops counting until it's 24. So when it gets to 12 in the afternoon and it comes into 1 o'clock in the afternoon, computer doesn't see that. Computer calls it 13.
13 o'clock.
13 o'clock, 14 o'clock, 15 o'clock, 16, 17. So what computer is, what it's trying to say is this: if the time is less than 12, remember you say good morning when you wake up in the morning, right? You see your daddy, you say good morning, daddy. You see your mommy, good morning, mommy. You go to school, you greet your teachers, good morning. But when it is 12 o'clock, or when it's more than 12 o'clock in the afternoon, you start telling them good afternoon. So in the afternoon, it's expected that you should have your lunch. Then in the morning, it's expected that you should have your breakfast. So the computer is checking. Is the time still less than 12? If it is yes, it means that probably what you have eaten for the day is your breakfast. So it's asking you, did you have your breakfast? But if the time is more than 12, it means that probably you might have had your lunch. So it's asking you, did you have your lunch? That is it. I'm going to give us an assignment. Very simple assignment from the material. So this assignment is going to be quite similar to what we did before, but that should mean that it should be much easier for you now. I'm trying to find our Google Classroom. Did I make this assignment? Excuse me, please. Okay, now you can find the assignment. When you go to Google Classroom or Google Class, you can go and take the assignment. Please endeavor to submit it by tomorrow, latest tomorrow, so that next tomorrow, Saturday, is going to be our next class, same time by 4. And let me give you a highlight on what we are going to learn. So we are on lesson 1.4. If you have this material, if you don't have it, get it. If you have it, you have to go and read up on lesson 1.4, complete it, and also try your hands on lesson 1.5, because next tomorrow, we will complete lesson 1.4, and then we'll go to lesson 1.5. So that when we start talking about it in the class, it will look entirely new. It will look like something you have seen before. Is that all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. We've come to the end of today's class. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Excuse me, I have a question.
So